So it feels like that certainly from a regulatory perspective, an investor's perspective, and an issuance, there's an awful lot of activity going to occur in the tokenization space around real world assets.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. Joining me is Valereum CEO Gary Cottle. Gary, good to speak with you again. Valereum Markets has been live for just 4 months and already generating revenue. What does this early traction tell you about the market demand for regulated tokenization?
Hi, Stephen. Thanks for having me on. I think anyone that went to Token 2049, I think last week in Singapore, and judging also by just the activity that we as one of the players are having, that tokenization is very much coming into the foreground. So market's hot, activity is very, very high. As we all expected, at some point it was really, really going to take off. I think we're really, really seeing that now, and even with what's gone on with people who are partners and other players in the market. It's definitely starting to occur and go quite quickly as well.
You reported $135,000 in revenue for September, and you expect at least $750,000 by the first quarter of next year. How confident are you that these early projects will scale into sustainable long-term income streams, Gary?
I think if anything, we've been incredibly conservative with the numbers. If we look across just our group companies and Valereum Markets and Valereum, we probably our pipelines probably north of $100 million between us all. Now you've got a probability weight that we probably have 15 or 20 deals in markets. If you look at DigiShares and they focus really on real estate, they probably have a dozen, 15 deals that are active. Really big focus in the Middle East. Bluebird's working on a $10 billion plus trade. They're very, very active as well. So all of these companies are forecasting doubling, tripling, quadruple of revenues in the next year or two. And as minority investors in all of them, we're obviously very pleased to see that and also to help them with some of their growth capital. So I think we know when we speak to, we spoke to an awful lot of people at Token. I think that's a market trend. I think we're going to see an awful lot of deals come out. I think we've seen probably 15, 20 deals in the natural resources space just almost in the last week or two. So it feels like that certainly from a regulatory perspective, an investor's perspective, and an issuance, there's an awful lot of activity going to occur in the tokenization space around real world assets.
You mentioned the pipeline. It includes projects across real estate, sports, infrastructure, structured products as well. Which sectors are showing the strongest momentum, and where do you see the biggest near-term opportunities, Gary?
Well, the crypto space is huge. Our crypto advisory business, which we started 6, 7 months ago, we probably is active in 5 or 6 trades that are actually so that's natural resource tokenization. We probably see things like tokenizing gold mines and things like that. That's going to be incredibly active. I think we're looking what people like Tether are doing with the BTC Gold and stuff like that. There's going to be a bunch of other stable coins launched that I think are linked, whether it's oil or gold or other natural resources. So I think it's certainly the space is very active. I think for us, we think crypto payments, and I could probably anecdotally just give you a flavor of not one of our businesses, but one of the businesses in our space that we're looking to join a partnership with. They've signed 70 institutional clients for crypto payments and on-ramping in the last 6 months. So it's just a huge growth. It's gone from zero to that's a phenomenal number. We're relatively, we're number one. You and I've spoken before. We always had to cross the Rubicon at one point into starting to deliver the revenues. I think we're well and truly done that. I think the soft launch of Valereum Markets to do proof of value and proof of concept to get us up towards $1 million. Well, we've already achieved that, so we're way past that particular threshold. And I guess we're now trying to set the budgets for the next year for all of the businesses that are in our space in our portfolio.
Yeah, how do you see Valereum evolving over the next 12 months, and what milestones should the market be watching for?
I think there'll be a transformational change. We had put together a roadmap that went round. Actually, we've had some 3 or 4 approaches in the last couple of weeks for what is effectively a digital services ecosystem. I think Valereum will shift. We'll end up with an institutional owner without a shadow of a doubt. Was part of a. There's an awful lot of roll-ups going on up there, and I think we'll definitely be part of that. that activity. So I think it'll change from what it has been for the last 2 or 3 years, which is tightly held professional investors to institutionally owned. If you look at the thing we discussed last time, partnerships and relationships with people like SigChain, we have 3 or 4 of those on the go. I won't name them, but if we close all of those deals, we won't be in the epicenter, but we'll be in the ecosystem. And it's good to have a couple of businesses, certainly on the left-hand side of the structuring, arranging, issuing of tokens. We just need to solve the buy side, and we're working on that at the moment. And then we've got Fidium, which has got on-ramping and crypto payments. I think it's organic, but fast organic evolution towards a full services digital infrastructure company.
Well, Gary, I hope you'll continue to keep us posted on your progress. Thank you very much for the update today.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me on, Stephen. Will do.
Gary Cottle, the CEO of Valereum.